Yeah, so back at it again with another deck profile. So this time R's finally with me again because because I don't know why. So this is our deck profile on Bladedancers because thank God I finally got them today. I've been waiting so long for this. We're posting a fight directly after this with mini gear guys, which we'll also do a deck profile with probably tomorrow.
We did.
So.
We are.
Okay, so anyways, let's just get started with the deck profile. As I said earlier, it's Bladedancers, and if you know Buddy Fight, at least from episode 16 of Ace, you know they're from Kajana World. Yes, you're probably wondering, why do I not run Kakirahane as my buddy? Because Kakirahane is $12 per copy, and there wasn't enough copies to make it my buddy. So, don't call this boy a piece of trash, because I'm going to tell you what he does right now, and why I make him my buddy. He's a size 2 with 7k power, 4k defense, critical of 2. Pay 2 gauge to calm, and you put top card deck in the soul, kind of like Kirigahone. And if your ExcelBlade is equipped in the stand position, all Bladedancer monsters on your field get plus 3k power, plus 1 crit, and penetrate, and that's a soul guard and triple attack. Yeah. Bull, and if you don't know what this deck does, you want to have your item in the stand position. So basically, this becomes a 10-3-4 with triple attack the second that it gets its effects off. And it just basically buffs up everything by, like, a lot. On to our size 1s. 4 of Heavy Blade Swordsman Narumi! I'm gonna say all of them with such excitement because if you look closely on all of their text, they're all capital letters in their name for some goddamn reason. 5k power, 1k defense, critical of 1. Counteract. During an attack on the opponent's turn, if you have a Bladedancer on your field and your item is a Bladedancer, you can call it from your hand and change the attack target to this thing. And then during your opponent's turn, when it's destroyed, put to one ExcelBlade from your drop zone to your hand. So like if you lost your item, you can get it. And what I also love about this is that all the ExcelBlades prevent you from calling to the center, so you can go call to the left, screw you. It's really beautiful. Run 4. This card you can run 4 of. I don't know why I showed that one first, because this one's better than this, but okay. Rainbow Swordsman Titan. 5k power, 1k defense, critical of 1, size 1. Choose up to 2 Bladedancer monsters with different sizes. Then Rainbow Swordsman Titan from your drop zone, pay gauge, and Restless card. If you do, get the chosen cards back in your hand. Really nice searcher for items. For monsters like your buddy or something like that. Or the next card, who is broken and searches your impact. And you all may know who she is. Next up is 4 copies of Silver Orchid Swordsman Suzu. Why did I do that? 2k power, 1k defense, critical of 2. Pay a gauge. When she enters the field, you may put an ExcelBlade from your deck into your hand and shuffle your deck. So you can search your deck for the item, or you can search your deck for the OP impact since it is an ExcelBlade. And when this card attacks, if you have an ExcelBlade equipped for this turn, it gets penetrated and double attack. So combine it with Shagatu, the buddy. This thing gets plus 3 crit with double attack, and your buddy has 3 crit with triple attack. 4 copies of Magnetic Swordsman Neo. 4k power, 1k defense, critical of 1, size 1. Pay gauge, put top card of deck into its soul to call. When this card attacks, if you have ExcelBlade equipped, get a gauge, draw a card. He also has double attack and soul guard. So essentially you get to refill your gauge, you get to refill your hand up so it's broken. R over here is doing all he got. That's why. Dance break, boys. Dance break, dab. Screw life. 4 copies. Always run him, and same with Suzu. Next up, it's 4 copies of Shagatu. Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, for the record, ExcelBlades and Bladedancers are extremely limited to very few monsters. There's only one other monster that I'm missing, and that was Kurugahone. I actually wish I could run him. Spells. 100 Demon Sorcery. Hurakuran. You may only cast a card during the opponent's turn. Put the top card of your deck into your drop zone. If it's a monster, nullify the attack, gain 2 life. Really nice, because it makes Rainbow better than it should be. And you gain 2 life, so basically it's like 2 nullifies in 1. If you want, you can run like that old card, Ninja Arts right hand, where basically if they attack your right, you destroy other monsters and then nullify the attack, which is really good since your impact only goes off if they attack you. 4 copies of Art of Body Replacement. You know what this does. Nullify the attack if it's not a link attack. I'm replacing this with Roboru Genbu, because it's better. 3 copies of Clear Serenity. 4 copies of Clear Serenity. I'm sorry. Counter. Gain 3 gauge. This deck actually likes the gauge. It's really useful. If I had this before, I would have actually done a custom deck profile a long time ago. But now I actually have it at 4. Really good, nice gauge getter, and this deck does use some sort of gauge engine. Needs some sort of gauge engine. 4 copies of Forging from Fire! You may only cast a card if you have a Bladedancer on your field. Draw a card. Then if you have an ExcelBlade equipped, draw a card. So basically, since your ExcelBlade is both a Bladedancer and ExcelBlade, if you cast that, you can meet the requirements and draw 2, which is really nice. 1 card meets the cost of 2. So now 4 copies of Fusion Style Steadfast Sequence the First. You may cast a card during attack on the opponent's turn, and you have an ExcelBlade equipped in the stand position. You gain 2 gauge, you gain 2 life, and then for this one, the next time that you take damage, it's reduced to 0. It's a really broken nullify, because technically you're nullifying 2 attacks. No, you're nullifying 3 attacks in one if all their attacks have 2 crit. Broken as heck. And they give you the gauge engine so you can guarantee cast the impact. Now on to our knockoff item, ExcelBlade Beast Cut. 5k power, 1 crit, pay a gauge to equip. You cannot call monsters to the center. That's the thing with these. You can't call monsters to the center. But they have cool effects. It can't be rest by your opponent's card effects, and since you want your item to be in the stand position, basically they can't go cast barbed wire, rest your item. No. Here's what its special ability does. All Bladedancer monsters on your field get plus 5k power and plus 1 crit. Combine with Shidoku, your whole field gets plus 2 crit and plus 8k power. Bull! Now 4 copies of the really good item, ExcelBlade God/Slash Carnesada! 10k power, 6k defense, critical of 1. I'm getting a kick out of this, and ours is watching me. Oh, how weird I'm acting. Pay a life to equip it, only a life. You cannot call monsters to the center. This card cannot be destroyed or returned to your hand. All Bladedancers on your field cannot be rest by your opponent's card effects. Basically what that means is that all your cards can't be rest. And it also has counterattack, which means since it has 6k defense, it's pretty broken. And now finally, the impact. The Way of the Sword, Pinnacle of Liai, Godspeed! 4 copies. Nani? So, you may only cast a card if you're being attacked and you have an ExcelBlade in the stand position. Equipped. Pay a gauge, pay a life, nullify the attack, then for this turn, nullify the abilities of the attacking cards and destroy them. If you destroyed any, deal 3 damage. This card is the basic main point of this deck, because you want to basically be able to nullify attacks, and it's just bull in the amount of resources that they can gain to use this. It's awesome. That was the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, donate to the Patreon. I'll put the link to Buddy Mart in the description below, because this is where I got all this deck from. Seriously, 3 cards from this deck are not from Buddy Mart, and everything else I bought from Buddy Mart. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to raise your flag. So can you pull a Buddy Rare card? Can you pull a Buddy Rare card? Lost Rise.